What is up, you guys? Sage here, CEO, founder, Legacy Africa. Now, coming up, I would always battle with the concept of leverage. Like, what is leverage? I would hear it all the time, go forth with leverage, practice leverage, live with leverage to make money. I was like, what is leverage? And I looked it up, saw a bunch of YouTube videos. None of them made perfect sense to me. And so this is my attempt. Now that I'm a little bit older, a little bit wiser, and I have applied leverage in certain spaces in my life. And I realized today, as I'm engaging within my life, more high leverage actions come forth. Like, I think in terms of what is the most high leverage thing that I can do now in order to achieve what I want to achieve. So there's a small definition of leverage that I came up with and I put up over here. It was myself. I Googled some in conjunction with ChatGPT and kind of manipulated it to make sure that it said exactly what I believe leverage is. So the word of the day is leverage. Leverage is using tools, systems, and structures to multiply the impact of your inputs. And so that means more outputs for the same input or less input for the same amount of output. Leverage is about amplification, not just efficiency. So running it all the way back to the beginning, it's you use tools, you use systems, you use structure. What does tools, systems, and structure mean? Tool, systems, and structure, some examples of that would be a recording device. That is a tool that gives you leverage. Why? You can record something, make it an internal document, and give it to your team. So now you don't have to explain the same thing over and over again. You do it once and you get rewarded for it multiple times. Each and every time that a person doesn't have to ask you how to do a thing and they can just watch a video on it, it is due to the high leverage decision of making the recording one time using that tool in order to spare you from making future inputs to get that same result. Does that make sense? That's leverage. You talk about systems are things that you build in order to achieve a certain result. Again, you talk about inputs and outputs. So um, an example of a system, and I'm trying not to use any legacy Africa examples, just general systems that people would understand. You produce crops for each seed that you whatever. I know nothing about crops, so listen. A legacy Africa example is it is a system within itself, meaning there's a spot where you go into the program. You get screened. If you are fit, then there's an onboarding process after that, which means there is a mapped out way that things are supposed to go. And that happens independently of me, which means I don't have to manually think of what to do next because the system exists that gets the result that I'm looking to get, right? So systems are that. You talk about structures, it's pretty much an adjacent thing to systems. The idea is to multiply the impact of your input. So another example, and I made this thing up, which is the 4 P's of leverage. It's people, product, platform, and paper. People, meaning you can get other people to do things for you instead of you doing them, and so you can get more out for what you put in. So I can make this thing, someone else edits it for me, someone else posts it for me. That's using people as leverage. Product is you can productize the thing, which is basically to create a system on how to go from the input to your desired outcome. Platform is, what I meant by that was content. um, so you can get on any platform, and using that platform you can create content on there, and then that's going to be again a process of you can reach new people can interact with you, see you for the first time, this, that, and the third, and you only had to create the video once, right? And then finally paper, which is money, right? Money creates leverage in terms of you can do things at a larger scale. The more money you have, you can do things multiple times over. The more money you have, you can hire talent, you can massively increase the amount of things that you can do with the first three P's. Um, and finally, the main point is that you get more output for the same or less input. That's ultimately when you know you're in a spot of leverage. So a real life example of and what actually inspired this whole thing is that right now I'm going on the road with Legacy Africa, and I'm going to be doing different events and speaking to people and getting people involved in the program, getting people to realize the value in the systems, and giving people the opportunity to be a part of something that is bigger than themselves. Now, there's a version of events where I, instead of thinking of that, think of just going to people door to door, knocking one by one, cold DMing one by one, warm DMing even one by one, asking for people to refer other people that they know. Those are all one-to-one things. Content is a one-to-many thing, so that's a bit higher leverage. And then a really high leverage play is what I'm thinking of doing now, which is the events, because you already get the people organized in the space. You already have authority because you're now a speaker and not just going to a random event and you're just one of the other commoners there. So you borrow some authority and trust from the system that already pre-selected you to be there, and you also get to speak to multiple people at the exact same time. From that, you can also create content. That content is going to get all the previous benefits that I had mentioned. So that's what we mean when we talk about leverage. Or that's what I've come to understand leverage as, is what's the one move that I can make right now that is going to trickle down effect, that is going to knock over multiple dominoes all at the same time, to allow me to get to my end result either much quicker, at a higher quality, or both. That's leverage to me. Leverage is thinking in those terms. So I'm going to respect your time and then let you go right now. Entrepreneurs, Legacy Africa, link is in the description. Go DM us, and we can have a conversation from there. If you like the video, please subscribe. Thank you for watching. I've been Sage, standing on business.